was runs under negotiations due to third fuel price surge in just over a month. Walk the town council $5 weekly clean fee comes into full effect. And the government opts to recruit nurses from the Philippines to ensure that healthcare services remain uninterrupted if Cuban Brigade leaves Belize. These are some of the stories we have for you tonight in our newscast for Thursday, April 9th,
2026. From whiskeys and wines to elegantly crafted cocktails. Paired with charcuterie boards and perfectly seasoned steak bites, and much more. Perfect for celebrations, quiet nights, and every special occasion in between. 7 Notes Wine and Spirits, where every sip hits the right note.
ExpressNet now has up to 400 megabytes of high-speed internet. Choose the speed that fits you. From faster browsing to faster gaming. Connect more devices at once. Or bundle it with Express Plus and HBO Max. Internet and streaming entertainment, all in one.
Yeah, faster starts here.
Sign up today at any Centaur office or contact us to get started.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
In 2023, Belize pioneered the establishment of ITSA STEAM Academy, the first public STEAM high school in Belize and the region. The 2025-2026 budget supported the Academy's financial needs, covering both teacher and staff remunerations as well as operational costs. The 2026-2027 budget will continue this support and provide free education to approximately 300 students, comprising the Academy's full enrollment for the upcoming school year. Additionally, the Ministry of Education, in partnership with development partners, will construct 6 STEAM pavilions, 1 in each district, during the 2026-2027, expanding access to innovative STEAM education nationwide.
Good evening with your news also simulcast on Fiesta FM 106.7. I am Joanna Rodriguez. Belizean drivers face another surge in fuel prices as the new week began, with pumps displaying higher rates just after midnight on Monday. The cost of premium gasoline surged by 84 cents, while regular fuel increased by 80 cents, marking the third price hike within a little over a month. This relentless upward trend comes at a time when Belizeans are already grappling with rising expenses for food, transportation, and utilities, adding yet another challenge to their financial struggles. Officials attribute the recent increases to instability in the global oil markets, largely driven by the ongoing conflict related to Iran. And while many Belizeans are more concerned about the immediate impact on their wallets, the Ministry of Education is also undergoing negotiations of their own with bus operators who provide 280 bus runs for students across the country.
And whenever we have these additional costs in fuel, we have to sit down with these bus operators to try to renegotiate within the context of our own budget how we can supplement those contracts, because they operate on very, very, very thin margins, very small margins. So yeah, we're doing that right now. We're working with them. We're not asking for any additional funds from Ministry of Finance, but we're looking within our own budget to see how we can supplement those contracts so that they remain viable for them.
Understood. The Belize Bus Association request. Do you know if Cabinet has already concluded its discussion on that?
No. I think that's still under review, and I think the Minister of Transport is preparing something more comprehensive to table in Cabinet for us to look at.
As fuel prices continue to influence the broader economy, escalating transportation costs and consumer prices, public focus is shifting towards government fuel taxes. There is growing speculation about potential adjustments to these taxes as a possible way to ease the financial burden on everyday Belizeans. In April 2026, Belize's cabinet sanctioned a major revision to the $125 million Millennium Challenge Corporation MCC Belize Compact. The decision involves shifting $20 million from the original education project to bolster the energy project, marking a notable change in the country's development strategy. The reallocation comes after intense negotiations prompted by a recent change in U.S. leadership. The adjustment modifies the initial project distribution, which was heavily weighing towards education at an 80% educational focus and 20% energy, to a more balanced approach with a 60% emphasis on education and 40% on energy. This strategic move reflects a response to evolving priorities influenced by diplomatic discussions and the changing landscape of U.S.-Belize relations. The revised distribution aims to better align the MCC's investment with Belize's current development needs, emphasizing energy infrastructure while maintaining a strong commitment to education, according to Minister of Education Francis Fonseca.
I mean, obviously, as the Minister of Education, I was very happy with the original structure of the plan, the compact, which saw about 80% of the funds going into education, 20% into energy. Now it's about 60-40, 60 into education, 40 into... a new administration came in the U.S. And they wanted to review the MCC. As you all know, for a while there, we were in limbo. We didn't quite know whether or not the compact would continue, any at all. That was under review. We're very happy that we were able, through discussions, to get them to agree to continue with the program. And in that process, we had to make certain compromises. And one of them was that we had to shift more funds into energy, into the energy sector plan. and less into education.
Can you
But
explain why they're placing less priority on education?
just their priorities, their new priorities, and we felt that given the 60% investment in education, it was still critically important, and we wanted.
The Orange Walk Town Council has officially begun the full rollout of its new Clean Fee initiative aimed at improving sanitation services and promoting a cleaner environment across Orange Walk Town. Earlier today, representatives from the council appeared on our morning show to discuss the details of the program, which encourages residents to work alongside the municipality in maintaining cleanliness throughout the community. Under the initiative, residents will be required to pay a fee of $5 per week for residential garbage collection. The collection process began this week, with the town divided into 5 main zones. Each zone has been assigned a designated collection agent who will visit homes within their respective areas to collect the fee. Payments can also be made directly at the council office or through online transactions. A full breakdown of the zones and their assigned agents is available on the council's official social media platforms.
Clean Fee will support the improvements in garbage collection, street cleaning, drain maintenance, and overall waste management services in the town. As we all know, there is a growing demand in garbage and costs. So all of this will be, our services will be improved by this support that we will be getting from the garbage collection.
The collector will reach at your place. Of course, will ask you your name, introduce himself firstly, show you his ID, and then after that ask you your name and the parcel number. The parcel number is very important because that then has the name of the owner of the property, right? And based on that, then they will do their receipt, write out a receipt. We have a system that will be implemented very soon with the electronic receipting, but that will commence, I guess, in the next week or so. But for now, they're giving you a written receipt. The receipts have a stamp of the council at the back that makes it official from the council. And then they will also be giving you, when the electronic system starts, you will be able to get your balances, right? So if it's if you want to pay 2 months in advance, you can do so, and then of course your balance will be there. That will cover the entire year, right? So that is how it will operate. But for now, it's written receipts, and then of course you can always get your balance also. But when the electronic system starts, you have your balances there at all times. Whenever it's printed, you have your balance, and you know how you are going with your payments.
Right. So if you're
Council representatives acknowledge that with any new initiative, questions and concerns are expected. They clarified that the weekly fee covers only standard residential garbage, while the disposal of additional debris will incur extra charges.
Domestic, we are talking about residential, we are talking about things we are used for cook, for clean, you know, that type of thing, your tin. And what else is Councilor Alondra? I was saying that Creole, your groceries.
Yeah.
You know, we're not talk about zinc, we're not talk about board, we're not talk about cement, we're not talk about branches, we're not talk about tire. You know, that does not fall under this clean fee, this $5 fee that the municipality is asking for you to partner with us. We are talking about your garbage that you get at the grocery shop that you need to dispose of immediately, you know. Your cornflakes box, your tin of milk, you know, your 1, 2, 3 aisle way done. Then those are the type of garbage that we are talking about.
Yes, that would fall under the debris fee, Ms. Kami. And having the 5 collectors in these 5 zones will definitely give us more information from the areas. These collectors will not only be looking out to collect, but they will also be observing in the area. If they go to, let's say, zone 2, Mr. Jose Yescal go to San Andres Street and he sees a pile of garbage in front of a resident's home. He's going to report it to the town council so that The other collectors go ahead, and the other persons in charge to collect debris fee will go in and assess the debris to tell you how much they can charge you. Mr. Josias can offer you the debris fee collection, that they will remove the debris fee from in front of your yard, but with an additional fee.
In cases where multiple households occupy a single yard, each household will be required to pay a separate fee. However, different arrangements apply for businesses operating within residential properties.
If you have a house, Ms. Kami, a property, a land, and then that property has 4 different houses, right? You're not renting, you're the owner, but you allow your family to live there and build their house. So you have 4 houses, 4 different families. That means that it's 4 different residents living there, right? It's 4 different charges. Each house will pay their own garbage fee. Each house, because it's a household fee, depending on the house. Each house generates their own garbage. So it will be household, the individual.
By household.
Yes.
Because remember, Ms. Carmen, know that if we go by apartments, then remember you should by law have a trade license.
That's already a business.
Correct. So
it's
now
already a
because
business.
you're already conducting business and so you already have your garbage collection fee.
Your commercial,
in that one.
The council also highlighted that funds generated from the clean fee will go towards upgrading the town sanitation department, improving both efficiency and service delivery.
Let us bear in mind once again, bag your garbage, help us, let us be efficient, as the councillor said, let us be proactive and not reactive, and let us be good citizens of this municipality. Guys, we're just getting 2 new trucks. We have the other Sterling. And just to give you a small idea of what we are dealing with, Ms. Carmi, the Sterling, the blue truck, the blue and yellow truck, takes 17 cubic yards of garbage compressed. Now we have the 2 new white trucks taking 15 cubic yards of garbage. We have the Jack that was the older one taking 8. We have the open back taking loose garbage residents taking about 9 cubic yards. We have the trailer taking about 8 cubic yards of garbage that is loose. Ms. Carmen, on a daily basis, we have approximately 60 cubic yards of household garbage that is being collected from the residents of this municipality, and we times that by 5 and you know how much we get.
Exactly. That's
the amount that takes us to an average of cleaning the garbage pit nearly every 2 months or every 1 month and a half, depending on other factors, that people from other villages and surrounding areas go and throw their garbage there. So when we see month and a half and we cannot go in and we need to go and clean, then we cannot wait for the 2 months. We need to go in and act as a responsible council because we have to service this municipality. But it's just to give information for our residents to know that, we are with you, we are doing our studies, we are trying our best, we are looking out for the best interests of this municipality, but probably we got off to a rocky start, and I just want to say my apologies to the residents of this municipality, but at the end of the day, we will embrace this change and we will make it work for our enjoy.
Additionally, a penalty system will be enforced for non-compliance. Residents who fail to pay the fee could face legal action and may ultimately be taken to court.
Thankfully, no one has resisted so far, but as a council, we decided that we're gonna implement protocol. Protocol in which we're gonna, in the first instance where the person is showing that negative attitude that do not want to pay, and we're gonna send them a first letter, followed by a second warning letter, and we will be proceeding by a third letter which will state legal action. As we know, the council has been working for a municipal court. It has been on the pipeline for a while, and we are getting closer to get it, and we're going to write them up, and we're going to ensure that we document every time that they have not been paying, so that when legal actions do take place, we have these documents to support the council and that they have not been paying. We don't want to reach that far though. We really do not want to reach that far, because this is a partnership, this is a shared responsibility from the residents and the town council.
To ensure transparency and security, all assigned collection agents will carry official identification cards issued by the council and will be in uniform, allowing residents to easily verify their legitimacy. Coming up next, Belize stands firm behind Dr. Carla Barnett, and here in the north, another teen girl is reported missing. Stay tuned.
When speed matters, every second counts. Get ahead with ExpressNet. Fast, reliable, ready when you are.
The Orange Walk Town Council is inviting applications from suitably qualified and motivated individuals to fill 5 garbage fee collector positions within our revenue department. Minimum requirements: high school diploma, friendly and people-oriented personality, tech-savvy, must own reliable transportation, preferably a motorcycle, honest and dependable. Interested applicants are asked to submit the following documents: application letter, copy of high school diploma, valid social security card, 2 character references. Applications must be submitted in person to the Orange Walk Town Council office by February 20th, 2026. Join our team and contribute to keeping Orange Walk clean and organized.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
A family from the community of San Pablo here in the Orange Walk district is appealing for urgent public assistance following the disappearance of a teenage girl. 15-year-old Tanisha Wagner was reported missing after she was last seen on Wednesday night at around 8:30 p.m. in San Pablo village. According to reports, the teenager went missing from her home, and since then her whereabouts remain unknown. Tanisha is described as being approximately 5 feet 2 inches tall, with brown eyes and black hair. Her family says her sudden disappearance is out of character and has raised serious concern for her safety. The young girl is believed to have left in the company of another teenager from the village. Speaking with us today, her father, Charles Wagner, made an appeal to young Tanisha to return home as her parents are worried for her safety.
De eso le dije a ella, pues vayan a dormir, le digo, y paguen esos pones y todo. Ay, paguen esos, porque por nosotros pues no tenía problema. Con la verdad, nosotros somos cristianos, somos de iglesia. Y ese es el problema, como les digo, de que no sabemos la razón, no sabemos qué planes hizo, porque sí conoce a un chamaco que se llama Japet. ¿Entiendes? ¿Me escucha?
Sí, sí.
Y ese es el chamaco, pues, vamos a ir a su casa, el chamaco no está tampoco. Todo el día hemos andado para arriba, abajo, incluso nos estamos comunicando con la familia si ellos saben algo. Está apagado el fondo del chamaco, no, está apagado está. Entonces llamamos, no hay contacto, está apagado el phone. Y últimamente pues nos dijeron que los vieron en Douglas, pero hasta ahorita no sabemos nada más. Yo quisiera que ella sepa que su mamá, la verdad, lo está sufriendo. Y yo, pues usted sabe, como somos padres, ¿verdad? Y nos preocupamos por nuestros hijos. Y es una niña de 15 años, mami, y la verdad, usted sabe, es problema. Estamos tristes, la verdad, no sabemos de ella. Ahorita viene, ya nos bañamos, vamos a ir al servicio. Porque cada tarde va al servicio con nosotros, ahora no está mi nena.
Anyone with information is urged to contact her family at 664-2287 or 652-5171. The case adds to growing concerns about the safety of minors in communities across the country as families continue to rely on public support and swift information sharing in efforts to locate missing loved ones. The Belizean government has reiterated its unwavering backing for the reappointment of Dr. Carla Barnett as CARICOM Secretary General amidst ongoing objections from Trinidad and Tobago. Foreign Affairs Minister Francis Fonseca emphasized Belize's firm stance on the matter, acknowledging that Trinidad and Tobago has raised certain concerns that will be addressed within the framework of CARICOM. Nonetheless, Belize fully endorses Dr. Barnett's reappointment, he stated to the press. Minister Fonseca explained that Dr. Barnett's current term concludes in August. Although the topic was discussed during the recent heads of government meeting, the official reappointment will be formalized at the upcoming CARICOM summit scheduled for July.
Well, Belize, I think we have made it very, very clear that we fully support the reappointment of Dr. Carla Barnett. We recognize that, Trinidad and Tobago has raised certain concerns about procedural concerns about her reappointment. We agree that, those have to be addressed within CARICOM. But Belize fully supports Dr. Barnett's reappointment. We think the great majority of countries in CARICOM do. And as you know, her term, I think this is one issue that may have gotten lost in the discussion. Her term really comes to an end in August of this year. And so I don't think there was ever the intention that it was at this meeting that there would be a final determination of her reappointment. But it was discussed at the leaders' retreat, and the leaders expressed their support for her reappointment. Now it's a question of formalizing that reappointment at the subsequent meeting. I think they'll have another meeting in July, I believe. And it's at that meeting that there will be a formal reappointment process.
Minister, what latitude do holders of that post have to guide the future policy and so of CARICOM?
Yeah, I mean, the Secretary General, of course, works along with the CARICOM heads of government and the CARICOM foreign ministers. So the policy is set by the heads of government, set by them, and the CARICOM Secretariat's role and the Secretary General's role is really to implement the decisions taken by the heads of government and the foreign ministers. So, of course, the Secretary General and the Secretariat play a critical role in terms of informing and providing data and providing research and providing support to the heads of government and foreign ministers so that we are in a better position, we're better informed to make proper decisions. So they play a critical role in that regard. But at the end of the day, policy decisions are taken by the head.
Question about the possibility that the criticism might be an indirect attack on Belize. Fonseca dismissed such claims.
So, in fact, the whole attack, as you described it, has very little to do, I think, with Dr. Barnett herself, and certainly nothing to do with her being a Belizean. It all goes back to, I think, the current administration in Trinidad's, a particular issue that they have with the Secretariat going back to 2022, where one of their Trinidadian nationals was involved in a criminal investigation and arrest, and they continue to hold the Secretariat responsible for that. They feel very strongly about that. So it has nothing to do with her being a Belizean, and in fact very little to do with her personally. It has more to do with that incident and the response, or in the view of Trinidad, the non-response of the
CARICOM member states are believed to support Dr. Barnett's continued tenure, according to the Belizean foreign minister. The Cuban Medical Brigade, currently operating in Belize, comprising approximately 94 to 105 personnel, including around 37 to 45 specialized doctors and nurses, faces an uncertain future as political tensions escalate. The United States has applied pressure to terminate the long-standing cooperation agreement with Cuba, putting the vital healthcare support in Belize at risk. These medical professionals play an essential role in the country's healthcare infrastructure, especially in rural and undeserved communities. While the Belizean government has yet to make a definitive decision regarding the future of the Cuban Medical Brigade, discussions are already underway exploring alternative options. One such possibility includes recruiting nurses from the Philippines to ensure that healthcare services remain uninterrupted and that the system's stability is maintained.
That what Cabinet had instructed was that the Ministry of Foreign Affairs work along with the Ministry of Health and Wellness to look at different options that may be available. We, of course, our objective is to maintain the Cuban doctors in Belize. We have, I think, about 92 medical professionals under the program. 45 of them are medical doctors. They play a very critical role in our health system, especially in rural communities. So we want to work and find a way of maintaining their presence in Belize. So we're working, the Ministry of Health, as I said, on Foreign Affairs, we're working on a plan. And we're also in discussions with the Cuban government to see what options may be acceptable to them in terms of how we move forward.
Are we looking at some legal arrangement for those in Belize to remain here?
Well, again, as I said, we're looking at a number of options. That Ministry of Health and Wellness, along with Foreign Affairs, we're looking at, and we are discussing those options with the Cuban government. As you know, we had an agreement. That agreement expired, so it's in the context of some new arrangement, some new agreement that we're discussing these options. Our objective is hopefully that we can keep their presence here in Belize.
Are you looking at bringing Filipino nurses to Belize?
Again, Ministry of Health is looking, yes, they are looking at options. Even, putting aside the Cuban issue, we need nurses, even with the Cubans who are here in Belize. We still have a shortage of nurses. So we have been looking at options. The Ministry of Health has been looking at various options, including, as you mentioned, one, nurses from the Philippines, also nurses from Nicaragua. Those are options.
Situation continues to develop as Belize seeks to balance diplomatic considerations with the urgent need to uphold its health care services in remote regions. Over the years, hundreds of Belizean students have benefited from the Cuba Belize Scholarship Program, a key component of the Cuba CARICOM Agreement, which provides annual scholarships for Belizean students to study in Cuba, primarily in medicine, nursing, and healthcare fields. As of March 2026, there are 28 Belizean students currently studying in Cuba, many of whom are nearing the completion of their programs. However, despite the program's long-standing success in fostering educational and professional ties, the difficulties encountered in Cuba have led Belize to reduce its involvement, reflecting broader concerns about the sustainability of the scholarship scheme amid the current circumstances.
Yeah, we've scaled down the program because, and it was a agreement between us. We've been sending a few students, but not in the numbers that we were in the past, and that's just because of the current situation in Cuba. Very, very difficult challenges they're facing economically. And so it's much more difficult for students and their families when they go to Cuba. So it's just a reflection of the economic realities in Cuba. So we are sending students, but at a much smaller.
And there is more news after the break. Stay tuned.
From Belize to Mexico, the journey of football's greatest moments will unite nations. Mexico, the only country to host the World Cup 3 times, 1970, 1986, and now in 2026, you can be a part of the game with Centaur. We're sending you and a friend to experience the opening of the World Cup firsthand. 2 tickets, flights, 3-night stay, and daily cash. One incredible opportunity. How to enter? Sign up for one of our new Express Plus bundles. Remember, faster speeds mean more entries. Existing customers, keep your account at 0 balance or pay in advance to be eligible. Plus, engage with us on social media for even more chances to win. The 2026 World Cup in Mexico awaits. Don't just watch, be part of it and score big with Centaur.
Officers from the Elections and Boundaries Department have successfully completed a specialized training program delivering in partnership with Galen University, strengthening their capacity to manage electoral processes with accuracy, professionalism, and integrity. A total of 16 officers successfully completed all courses, requirements, and received certification. The program, which commenced on October 5th, 2024, brought together registered officers and assistant registering officers to take part in the university-led training. Despite a pause to accommodate the previous general elections, the program resumed and concluded ahead of the village council elections. Honorable Karim Musa, Minister of Immigration, Governance and Labor, emphasized the importance of the program in strengthening democratic systems, while Honorable Henry Charles Usher, Minister of the Public Service and Disaster Risk Management, whose ministry originally developed the program, highlighted the importance of investing in public officers. The collaboration with Galen University provided academic structure and practical relevance, ensuring that officers could apply their learning directly to real-world electoral operations. Josephine Tamai, Chief Elections Officer, noted that the completion of the program reflects the dedication of officers who balance training with ongoing responsibilities across the country. This initiative forms part of broader efforts to strengthen governance, improve institutional capacity, and support a modern electoral system that reflects the needs of Belize. The Minister of Human Development, Family Support, and Gender Affairs, Honorable Thea Garcia Ramirez, on April 8, 2026, received a courtesy call from His Excellency Amin Ochi, Ambassador of the Republic of China, Taiwan. The meeting was warm and productive, reaffirming the strong and favorable relationship that has long existed between the ministry and the Embassy of Taiwan. Discussions reflected on several past collaborations and the positive impact these initiatives have had in supporting vulnerable individuals and families across Belize. Both parties also explored new and exciting areas for future cooperation. Minister Garcia Ramirez expressed appreciation for the continued partnership and support from the Republic of China Taiwan, noting the importance of collaboration in delivering meaningful programs for Belizean communities. Ambassador Chi also conveyed his enthusiasm for working closely with the ministry and reaffirmed Taiwan's commitment to continued cooperation. The ministry looks forward to building on this strong relationship and advancing joint initiatives in the months ahead. And that's the news. We invite you to join us for another newscast on Friday, April 10th here on CTV3 News and the Fiesta FM 106.7. Remember that to read a text version of the news, you can visit our website at ctv3belizenews.com. You can also log on to our Facebook page for current stories at facebook.com/ctv3belizenews or our YouTube channel at CTV3 News BZ. From all of us here at CTV3, thank you for watching and listening. Good night.